and they did. I give them all the credit. They hung in there. They weathered the storm. They went to their two big guns and made all the plays down the stretch. We didn't. And yeah, we lost. I think that, throughout the course of the game, they turned up the physicality and were shoving us all over the place. And we didn't get the calls. It happens. It is what it is. We're the highest shooting free throw team in the league. And once again, we got outshot. Not an excuse, it's a fact. I think that it's a good learning experience for us, hopefully, for some of our players, wherever this team goes or who we have on the team or where their travels take to other teams, learn about what happened today, learn about how hard it is and how mentally strong that you have to be as individually and collectively. And I think that's one of the traits that we have to gain. They have two outstanding mentally strong players, Taurasi and Grinder. They will that onto their team. They hung in there, they made the big plays. We need to acquire that trait, whether it is we grow up or whether we acquire something, but it's something that this team has consistently lacked throughout the course of the year is a leadership of steeliness. Someone just sitting there says, no, this is how we do it. This is what's going to happen. And they have that. We don't. So hopefully through learning experience, I've been on all sides where we grew into it or where we acquired it. I've been on all sides of that one. So what happens going forward, I'm unclear. Throughout the course of the season, I think that we did the best of our ability to understand who we are and what we're about. It was a very difficult situation to manage with a lot of good players, trying to find playing time and opportunities for them to grow as individuals and get their name out there in the basketball world. It's between the youngsters and those that are, past their time or not past their time, that are long of tooth. We tried to manage it as best as possible. I give my assistants all the credit in the world. I'm a manager. I'm not a coach. They have all the energy in the world. They did a great job. Tanisha and Vanessa were unbelievable this year, getting this team to where it needed to be. They have the energy that I don't have. So I left them, give them free rein to do whatever they want to. They did an outstanding job, which is one of the things this team needed was accountability and discipline. And they provided it in spades. Unfortunately, down the stretch, we needed mental toughness. Didn't happen. We lost, and that's the way it goes.
Sam?
Bill, just going into the fourth quarter, was there anything tactically that you felt like made a difference? Was it just like you said, the mental toughness factor?
Well, in the fourth quarter, Taurasi obviously is going to try to take over the game. Grinder's going to be Grinder and make shots when she does. Throughout the course of the series, they didn't get those calls that Taurasi got down the stretch, but they called them. I mean, they were like, okay, give us the same calls. Didn't happen. But she created contact and got the calls, went to the free throw line. Those were big free throws. It kept them in the game. It kept their momentum going, and we didn't. So I give her credit. It's what she does. She forces the referee to make a call, and they did to our disadvantage. But okay, that's how the game is going to be played. It's how it's going to be played. We are not. That's not who we are. We are more. We're not one that just goes and forces the action and tries to create contact and stuff like that. That's not who we are. We're a traditional basketball team, ebb and flow. So I think the physicality threw us for a little bit of a loop. I tried to warn the referees there'll be an altercation that they didn't clean it up. There almost was. But you have to play the game the way the game is played.
Can you walk us through the last play? Was Asia the first option there?
But no, she was not the first option. But however, if she was the alternative, they took away our first option and went to Asia. She's very capable of scoring. She had a good move. She had a good opening. They just made a good play, got a hand on the ball.
Coach, you guys had the 8-point lead to start the fourth quarter. For a few minutes there, kind of the dry spell. We're stuck on 66. Was there anything that Phoenix did defensively, or did you guys
No.
get what you wanted?
No, we did nothing defensively. We turned the ball over a couple times, missed some open shots, never really got anything. That's where I go back to the leadership and the steeliness of having players. We're still a young team that's growing up. We've gone through, this is their third year in the conference finals. So we're learning. We're just not there yet. We ran into a matchup problem with Griner and Taurasi, who are there already, and make those plays and can wield it on their team. It was not a bad matchup for us, but it was a bad matchup for us because they have two players that are very difficult to guard. And so, yeah, they've been there, done that. They're champions, they're Olympians, they're arguably the best player of all time. And Brittany Griner, her position might be the best player of all time. So, yeah, there are some good pieces. We just didn't get it accomplished.
All right, let's go to the Zooms. Nick Hamilton.
Who's
Hey,
Nick
Coach.
Hamilton?
I'm right here. Nick Hamilton, Nightcast Media. Wanted to ask you, you talked about just the mental toughness of it all, but also too, when you look at a player like Kelsey Plum and what she's gone through all year, what have you seen out of her through the entire season and how she's developed for you?
The question was about Kelsey Plum. Those couldn't hear. Kelsey Plum did everything I asked of her this year. Come off the bench and be that spark plug for us, help lead this team. Late in the season, she took on more of a leadership mantle, which was wonderful. I asked her to do that, and she did. And I know that she's a very driven person, and she wants to not only be successful with the basketball team, but she wants to be successful individually. And so being in that off the bench and not being able to get all the notoriety that starters do, things like that, I get it bothered her, but at the same time, she's a great professional. And she did a yeoman's job this year, more than a yeoman's job. She did a magnificent job this year of coming off the bench and helping us, whatever she had to do. And I can't sing her praises enough. I'm not going to change my lineup to give her more opportunity this year. What happens in the future is open for debate. But I know that this year she did everything that was physically possible for her to help us win. It just didn't work out.
All right, last question, Jackie Powell.
Hey, Bill, thanks for taking the time. I wanted to ask you a bit about the defense that Jackie Young played on Taurasi and how maybe this game and this experience, going up against someone like Taurasi in a big game like this, how that's a growth point for her moving forward.
Well, Jackie's been in big games all of her life. She's been, in high school and college. She was always in the finals or the semifinals. She's learning how to be an elite defender. She's out there guarding Taurasi tonight a lot, and Taurasi, how she does, she pushes and elbows and shoves off and gets space. But all of our guards play great defense. They all went out there and they ran over screens, got hit by picks, chased everybody down. It's very difficult with defense that we play against them it wears you down. It's very tiring, but they work their ass off, all of them. And I said, give Taurasi credit. She made big shots. She got through some fouls. That was one of the biggest problems that we had there in the fourth quarter, as she created contact and they gave her the calls. So, she went to the free throw line. Going to the free throw line really settles your team down. And that's one of the things that we were unable to. We shot 20 free throws. They shot 28, whatever the number was. We should have shot more. It settles you down when you're not making some shots or you're turning the ball over. So I think that's one of the pieces that we missed throughout the whole course of the series, was being able to get to the free throw line by getting the contact calls.
Thanks a lot, Coach. We'll be right back with Phoenix Mercury head coach. Yeah,
Plum's back in the back.
yeah, I think is nobody around the floor. Okay, yeah, come on up, guys. Oops, sorry. They gotta go first. Sorry, guys.